In a world filled with media noise and false portrayals, how often do we stop to ask, what is the truth? For far too long, the spotlight has been on the wrong stories. Stories that paint entire nations with the same broad brush. Stories like Goat of Life. It's not perfect, just as no place on earth is. This deep-rooted respect is intertwined with their rich traditions, where spirituality and family values coexist harmoniously in everyday life. Let me tell you about Saudi Arabia, a place often misunderstood by those who have never lived within its borders. But if you've walked these streets, you would understand the deep respect for family that runs through its people. But there is another story, a deeper story that deserves to be heard. One about a people who, despite the misconceptions, hold their culture, their families, and their country in the highest regard. Here, children don't just respect their parents, they honor them, believing that the key to heaven lies beneath their mother's feet. And when I say respect, I mean that in Saudi Arabia, it's rare, almost unheard of, to see a son or daughter raise their voice at their parents. This is a place where the family is sacred, where every mother is cherished, and where every father is looked upon with reverence. Can we say the same about other places? We live in a time where, in some parts of the world, sons raise hands against their mothers, daughters scream at their fathers, and the bonds of family are broken. It's easy to judge another country from afar, but let me ask this. Before you point out the dirt in your neighbor's eyes, have you cleaned your own? This isn't about comparing, it's about understanding. Every country has its struggles, but if we only look for the bad, we'll never see the good. True progress begins when we embrace our differences and celebrate what unites us, fostering a world where understanding and respect flourish. Let us build bridges instead of walls, drawing strength from our shared humanity and the respect for family values that can transcend borders. In a world filled with challenges, it is our responsibility to cultivate understanding and respect within our families and communities. The recent protests in Saudi Arabia were not about government. They were not about revolution. They were about one thing: defending the honor of their country. It was a protest of love, a message to the world that Saudi Arabia is not what movies like Goat of Life portray. Saudis don't need to leave their borders to prove their worth. They don't need to beg for approval from the outside world. And why should they? The truth of their culture, their pride, and their deep connection to their land is enough. The real question is, when will the world stop judging based on misinformation? When will we take a moment to learn, to understand, and to appreciate the humanity behind every nation? The world has become obsessed with criticism, but the Saudis are proving that true love of country is not about aggression. It's about quiet strength, resilience, and family unity. This spirit of togetherness in the face of misunderstanding is a testament to their commitment to their homeland. As the world continues to judge from afar, the real stories of Saudi Arabia await discovery. Here's the reality. Outside of Saudi, things are not as clean as we'd like to think. In contrast, Saudi Arabia is not without its flaws, but when it comes to family, community, and the protection of loved ones, they stand strong. In a world where economies are strained and the cost of living skyrockets, Saudi Arabia stands out as a place where a mere 10 Saudi riyals can feed you for the entire day. This is not just about affordability, it's about the spirit of the people. In Saudi Arabia, the essence of family and community shines brightly amid the complexities of modern life. Moments like these remind us of the values that bind society together in a world that often feels fragmented. In such gatherings, we find solace and strength, reaffirming our connection to one another. These simple yet profound experiences define our lives, underscoring the importance of togetherness in shaping our future. In every shared meal and every laugh exchanged, we nurture our ties and create memories that last a lifetime. When it comes to food, the kindness of the Saudi people is unmatched. If you're sick or in need and you approach a stranger for help, they won't turn you away. Whether it's taking you to the hospital or offering you money for medical care, the generosity here is real. This country is blessed, and its blessings flow from the hearts of those who may not have much but are rich in spirit. Many expats working here send whatever they earn back to their families, often in poor countries. But these families don't just keep this for themselves. They share it with their neighbors, with those they know are in need. And when these families are fed, clothed, and sheltered, they don't just bless their son or daughter, they bless the bosses who employ them, the country that gave them the opportunity, and the people of Saudi Arabia as a whole. These blessings are sincere, often accompanied by tears of joy. In this land, the bonds forged through kindness and generosity transcend borders, creating a tapestry of shared humanity. Every act of kindness weaves a story of acceptance and love, enriching the lives of everyone involved. As my grandma wisely said, if you want to see heaven, you can find it in the stomach of a poor, starving, and hungry person who has been fed. Saudi Arabia is indeed a blessed nation, not because of its wealth, but because of the kindness and blessings that come from those with the least, yet give the most. In life, achieving true happiness and blessings doesn't come from education, money, fame, or material possessions. The first, the middle, and the last key to a meaningful life is simple: respecting your family and loving them deeply, even after they are gone. When you live by this principle, you become a better person, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. These lessons guide you in the right direction, helping you build a life filled with purpose, peace, and compassion. But without that foundation of family, who are we leading? Without respect for our roots, we risk leading ourselves and others into the very holes we've dug for ourselves. This is something that many of us have forgotten, but one place that continues to live by this truth is Saudi Arabia. In Saudi, the family is not just important, it is everything. Respecting your mother, your father, and your elders is the key to living a blessed life. It is this respect that builds character, that guides them to success and happiness. And while many in the world may have lost touch with this simple but profound truth, the Saudis have not. The lesson here is for everyone. To the world that admires celebrities from afar without knowing them personally, take a look at how the Saudi people are loved. Saudi people are lucky enough to see a heaven on earth, not because they are perfect, but because they live by a principle of kindness, respect, and deep-rooted faith. So let's take a moment to reflect. What kind of world are we building if all we do is point fingers at one another? The time has come to stop dividing and start uniting. The time has come to stop focusing on what others are doing wrong and to start fixing what we ourselves can do better. The Saudis know this, and it's why they stand together. In the end, it's about seeing people, not countries. It's about respecting cultures, not caricatures. And it's about understanding that no matter where you are in the world, respect for family is universal. If this video changes the mind of just one person, it's done its job. Because a world that values respect, family, and love will always be stronger than a world that tears itself apart. Together, let us build bridges of understanding and celebrate our shared humanity. Let this be a reminder that true strength lies in our connections with one another. For when we embrace our differences and uplift one another, we create a legacy of harmony and love. Let us nurture this vision and work together towards a brighter tomorrow for all. In unity, we find strength, and in love, we find purpose. Let us honor our roots while reaching for the stars, creating a future filled with promise and kindness. Together, we can paint the world with colors of compassion, resilience, and love. For it is in these moments that we truly understand the essence of family and friendship. Every shared moment strengthens our bonds and enriches our lives.